Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, oh yes, I've long awaited doing a bit of news on this. We're talking about Godzilla versus Kong. Funnily enough, I even spoke with D-Man recently, yesterday or something like that, just expressing how I cannot wait for this movie to start and for its marketing ramp up to start, because I just know I'm gonna love it. And yeah, it's biased, and I know that. But I just, I can't wait. And I'm so glad I get to talk about it today. And it's quite big news as well. It's not small. This is relatively large news. This comes to us from Gormaru, or Omega Gormaru, over on Twitter. Someone who is not to be taken lightly in the world of, monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong stuff. Does know what they're talking about. Good source. Very, very good source, right? Last week at the CinemaCon Expo 2019, Warner Brothers held a panel showcasing Joker, Wonder Woman, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, presenting their next exciting lineup of epic blockbusters inbound for this year and 2020. Now, that's obviously interesting, but what came out of that panel is even better. With a representative stating, in the film, the characters of Japanese and American cultures will come face to face, Godzilla and King Kong. The dealer promises a technically perfect movie that delivers larger than life, high quality spectacle and special effects. Now that part is spin. Of course it is. But I'm one of the people that really liked the effects of Godzilla King of the Monsters. I thought the effects were very, very well done. And a lot of people, it's quite divisive. Some people don't like the fact that it's all at night. Or it's stormy and things like that. But, I just draw yourself to, the likes of Pacific Rim Uprising to see what overly CGI worlds look like in daylight. I personally think they did a good thing. I personally think the effects are good. So although this is PR spin, I am looking forward to it, and I think that's a good sign. Now we move on, and it says, the head of the Caro premiere assured those present in the hall, this is where we get interesting, the confrontation of icons from different film universes and the desire to find out who truly triumphs will foster an event of excitement and interest in the film among a wider audience. Now, doesn't that sound good? I think so. I also find it interesting that they say that they're from different film universes, because technically they're not, because they're in one film universe now. But still very interesting nonetheless. And then, final note, a clip of Godzilla vs. Kong was shown at the panel. Now, the reports themselves have noted that it is absolutely spectacular, despite still being polished with visual effects. Because if anyone doesn't know, look, visual effects are some of the last things to be done on a movie. They have to take such a long time with them. So, yeah, they showed something without visual effects done, but it was spectacular. And the reactions are great. Then, an interesting point here, which I think is good for a number of reasons, because it shows Legendary and Warner Brothers know the markets quite well. So it says Alexei Ryantsev, I butchered that, admitted that the previous outing of the Monsterverse, Godzilla King of the Monsters, missed the expected cash mark in Russia. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that they can target things better. Not necessarily, you're not going to cater to the Russian market, but maybe the marketing materials in Russia wasn't up to scratch. And we had actually seen some King of the Monsters marketing materials, the posters and stuff. I thought the posters looked fantastic. I thought they were incredible. But clearly just didn't hit the mark. They didn't take home the cashola. And yeah, it's a good sign, because it shows that they will possibly be able to continue it nicely in future. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get the best news ever. And you'll see why. But followed excitedly with firm confidence that thanks to the emergence of a new monster, that there will be no challenges in both continuing the film's vast universe, nor any in drawing in audiences and grossing collections. So again, this could mean so much different stuff. New monsters, i.e. what we saw coming out in Godzilla King of the Monsters, or a new monster that's going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong. Because obviously, you know, without reaching out personally to Gormaru, I don't know what the wording is supposed to imply. But I think, personally, it could mean both. I'm making a video, dog. Leave me alone. That's my dog. He wanted to chime in. This is positive. This is unbelievably positive. And this follows, interestingly enough, from a previous report, which has near enough been debunked, I think, by now, which is over on 4chan and Reddit, of a trailer description. Now, I'll give you that just for continuity's sake, because if we don't know it, then, you know, if we cover this now and it comes out and it is the same thing, then we know it was true. If not, then we know it was debunked, right? So, long story short, I work with an undisclosed trailer company. My department works on reviewing trailers and having them approved by the MPAA before sending them out to movie theaters. Usually, we see a 70% finished edit of the trailer, which this trailer was, so we can start contacting movie theaters to let them know it's coming. Hence, why you hear reports and rumours from those superhero sites of the trailer for blank being attached to blank, because theatre owners won't shut up. But it could take a couple of weeks for the finished product to be sent out. Now, based on the cut we saw, it should be finished and released to the public before the Joker comes out in theatres. So that's soon. Here's a short summary of what happens. This is supposedly in the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, right? Warner Brothers and Legendary logos surrounded by falling debris, nuclear ash. Music starts playing from the parachute scene of Godzilla 2014, plays in the background once again. Starts off with soldiers running through a jungle, then more soldiers running through a smoky city. More images of terror. A crowd evacuating as jets fly above, Millie Bobby Brown watching from a school bus full of kids, and an aircraft carrier crash lands on a beach. Now there's quotes from characters of previous movies are in the background while all that is happening. Bryan Cranston's "They're hiding something" speech from Godzilla 2014, John Goodman saying monsters exist from Kong Skull Island, and the natives of Skull Island appear, including Fire Fist from Deadpool 2 as one of them, welcoming a group of Monarch soldiers led by Alexander Skarsgård. We then see a familiar looking shot, a large bloody handprint of the side of the mountain. It cuts to a large reptilian footprints on a beach with various people in hazmat suits inside them. More of the cast, including Kyle Chandler aboard helicopters. Charles Dance's line from King of the Monsters, "We opened Pandora's box, there's no closing it now." Orchestral voices rising. The Hong Kong skyline at night covered with fire and smoke, while we hear Ken Watanabe saying his arrogance of man, quote from 2014, before everything cuts to black. Let them fight. Lightning strikes down to reveal quick glimpses of Godzilla and Kong. The final shot is a standoff between them both silhouetted, Kong being 3/4 the size of Godzilla. Cue title with falling debris 2020. I don't know what to make of that. I'm fairly certain that's been debunked as far as I'm aware. I know over on the Twattersphere, my friend D-Man has essentially said he does not believe it. I'm inclined to believe to a certain degree that that's false, but we wait to see it. This is great news. Footage has been shown. It's massively positive. People seem to love it. And the future of the Monsterverse seems fairly secured. Look. Followed advent emergence of new monster. There'll be no challenges in both continuing the film's vast universe. That's important there. Vast universe. Nor any in drawing in audiences and grossing collections. I think this sounds great. I cannot wait for this movie. 2020 can't come soon enough. We've got some great films coming soon. Some epic films. I really, really can't wait for this. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Also, guys, if you want to support the channel, I've got merch underneath every single video. Check out my Teespring store. You won't be disappointed. A lot of people really, really do love the designs. Don't worry, it's not my big dumb face. They're epic designs. So check it out. Also, Patreon link down below as well. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.